Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special interview on NewsX. We are in conversation today with two from the film and television industry. And today they're here to talk about a very new special series that they're doing on Disney Plus Hotstar. Yes, it's called Power of Paanch. Today we don't have Paanch Kirdar, but we have ones. I'm talking about Barkha Bisht and Urvashi Dholakia. Welcome, both of you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Let's begin by just talking a bit about your role because we've seen glimpses of it, but we want to know more. So, your role first, Barkha, and what attracted you to this series?
Well, I'm actually playing a double role on this. I'm playing twins. They and if you've seen the trailers, the show is actually about elements and how elements in the form of human beings are living in society today. And I'm playing Earth element. So that's me as a character. But what basically drew was the fact that this is not just any supernatural show. It's not science fiction, like just for the, it's not just science fiction. It is a show which talks about something very relevant in today's society. In equations between parents and children, what children are going through, the struggles they're facing, and how as parents we can deal with them. I think that is something that drew me to the show. Besides being just a youth show, it is also very relevant in terms of what is happening in society today. So I think that was one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this and play this character.
Okay, Urvashi ji, over to you about your role. We can see that you are assisting, the five elements, the kids, of course, in their quest for finding out more about their mother. But just tell us a bit more about what drew you to this project and a bit more about your role.
That was the character by itself. Okay. It's different because everyone has a set image about me, over the years. And this was one show that came to me, and I thought that this was my. There's much more to me than just that one character. And hence I seized it with open arms.
Yes.
For me, I am playing the fire element in this. Which is, which people would think that, okay, well, that's but natural. But no, it's very different from what I have played. I'm playing a cop. I'm also playing it's more like a character. It's a Haryani. People have never seen me in. So this is, for me, this is like a breakthrough. And I think Hotstar and the makers have really put in their best to transform me from that to this. I have put in a lot of effort into it. So let's hope that this works in my favor.
Yes.
And I'm going to say, of course, it should work in my favor because as an actor, we all want to do different characters. We all want to grow. Opportunity for growth.
Okay, and it's quite interesting that it's the same production house that gave you that iconic role.
Absolutely.
And that image of yours that you've got this one as well.
Absolutely. I couldn't be more thankful and I couldn't be more grateful for an opportunity like this coming my way.
Yes. Now you have done though fantasy, and I remember I think I interviewed you for Chandrakanta.
Yes.
Fantasy again, but again a very different role, as you said. So as far as this genre is concerned, what do you feel about it? Because it's still a very untapped genre in India.
It is a very untapped genre in India, but then relate to this genre somewhere. They've grown up with it, right? I'm just saying, I remember watching Superman when I was young. They're all supernatural things, and people are drawn towards supernatural. It's a different kind of a supernatural. We are going back 7 years now, and now coming to this, it's a different platform. It's a different storyline. It's a different making. The execution is different. Everything is weaved in very different. This is going to be a great project and basically a visual treat. I personally feel not just a visual treat, but also when it comes to storyline, relatability, keeping today's generation connections, the relations. So I'm not going to say it's all supernatural, but there is a storyline attached to it that will take you through it on a very, very, different note.
Yes. Now, Barkha, we all have a lot of fun watching will for Power of Paanch as well, and kids love this genre as well. But for you as an actor, how is it like shooting, a show in the fantasy space?
See, firstly, I think once you actually see the show, not entirely a fantasy space.
Mhm.
It is actually a show about relationships,
Mhm.
whether it is the kids and their friendships, the adults and our friendships, whether it is parents and kids. It is. So even while shooting, it never felt that, oh my God, we're in this fantasy space that we're shooting in. Everything was very, very real. So I wouldn't say this was a fantasy. It was all very equational, equations between everybody. The backdrop of the story, of course, is people who have powers, or these elements who have powers.
Correct.
But that is only the backdrop. Your main story is actually very relatable.
Which is also a fantasy for many, let me tell you that.
Yes. How was
Yeah.
how was it for you? Being on sets with Urvashi Dholakia. Have how much
With the
how much
iconic Urvashi Dholakia.
well have you known her before? The shoot. What did you learn from her on sets?
Well, Urvashi and I go back a long way, like a really long way. I've known her like for over a decade now. Actually, even more than that. But I think we worked together like this for the first
Yeah.
time, and it was blissful. I think the iconic is in the industry. I think she leaves all that behind, and I find it very amusing when I meet people like that. To be able to leave that iconism of yours and just be just a co-star. I think that is an amazing, amazing quality. And I'm really glad that I got to, work with her, because that's something that I learned. Because it's so volatile that I think people who are up there sometimes want to make the most of it, want to show the most of it, because you don't know when they're not going to be there anymore, right? So I think the fact that knowing stature that you have is transient, and to accept it, and to be modest enough to come on set and say, okay, hey, I'm just a co-star who's come on set doing a new character and working with these people. I think that is a quality just very nice human beings have, and that is something that I found in Urvashi. The fact that we've been friends, of course, helped. The fun on the set, the equation. She and I had a lot of scenes together. Help, but I think this is the one thing that I've learned. I think the modesty of leaving your stature behind and coming in on set just as an actor. I think that reeks of professionalism from a person. So
I am
You want
so
to
flattered.
take me out to dinner.
I
Call
will.
me.
No, but to be very honest, I've never really looked at it that. The whole thing is, every time you do a different project, you know that you're going to come across a new set of people.
Yes.
And for me, the comfort over here was that I have known Barkha for a very long time. Looking forward to it. And as far as I mean to say, yes, the whole keeping the stature and all of that, I've never really done that. I've taken each day as it comes in my life, you know. Like Barkha said, we all know that it's transient. And I've always believed that there's more to life than just this. So you've got to keep moving. You've got to be realistic at some point of time. And I think it's not just her. I have learned a great deal. For me, it's a different platform. For me, it was a different show. For me, it was a very different character. For me, initially, I was praying and hoping that people don't look at me with that, she will. Nobody. So it's always a give and take.
Yeah.
The love and the, the
Respect.
baby, the respect, or the way they greet you, or they is how you reciprocate as well.
Yes.
So that's how it was.
Nice. Now, talking about, as you said, this breakthrough for you in terms of a different character and role and graph as well in this project. Do you also credit, of course, credit that to this OTT boom now that we're seeing, where there are very, very different roles being written, for women, of course, of all ages in the industry, but also there's less typecasting happening, which was the case often earlier in TV. I haven't done too many films, but you've done so much of TV, and now you're doing a lot of OTT as well, Urvashi ji. So do you credit this OTT boom to you getting newer roles that you're excited to do?
I am not doing many OTTs. This is my first. So
Yeah,
basically,
literally.
on the
Yes.
OTT platform. And for me, yes, I'm, like I said, I'm absolutely hoping for newer and more challenging performances. Of course, I mean to say, for the first time, I feel that need to look at me in a different light, and I'm throwing it out there that
Mm.
please watch this. I mean to say, there is more to me than just that. I've said that earlier as well,
Mhm.
and I need them to. So it's different for me. I'm looking forward to the whole OTT boom,
Mhm.
and I'm hoping that I get more work.
Okay, but that's interesting. As you said, it's your first OTT
Mm.
medium, and again, it's a very different role as well. Do you believe then that unfortunately, television was not able to get out of the typecasting? That's often criticism also on television. That's it's not been able to evolve, in India.
I've always tried to break the barriers. I've
Hmm.
always tried to move forward, because post Kasauti, I did do a lot of things. I
Hmm.
did reality shows. I've done
Hmm.
comedy circus. I explored comedy. I did what obviously everyone knows. I've done Big Boss as well.
Hmm.
And then I came to fantasy, like you said,
Hmm.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
So even on television, I've tried to explore. I've not repeatedly done the same thing. Of course, I cannot do it because
Hmm.
as an actor, I need to grow. We all need to grow and we all need that opportunity. So whether it comes once in 2 years, once, it's all destiny. And it keeps coming to me in breaks. And I'm more than happy for whatever
Okay.
comes.
Okay, Barkha, you've said, in an interview I read somewhere that television feels like home all there, but you have straddled the different mediums. Has that been a conscious effort from your part to keep taking, film, TV shows, OTT, or is it just the project and not the medium as such, which is a
No,
deciding factor?
well, it has been partly a conscious effort
Mhm.
because, like you rightly said, like I say, television is home. Television is, who I am today because of
Hmm.
it. But television does get a little, in terms of characters that you play or in terms of storylines that you do.
Mhm.
And I don't blame television for it because the audience of television is a certain, I mean, it's a and they like to watch certain things, which is what we show. So it does become limiting as an actor to do more. While
Correct.
Urvashi said she has tried to explore, but those, once in a while. Otherwise, television is a little limiting in terms of characters. So I think it was a conscious effort to try and move towards OTT, not because I was tired of television, but because to explore more as an actor. And with OTT, whatever the past couple of years that I've been on the OTT, there's not one character that has been similar that I have done. And I think that is extremely rewarding for me as an actor. So, yes, it has been a bit of.
Okay.
I'd go back to television with a snap if I had.
Yes. Even me.
It is
Okay.
home at the end of the day. So, yeah.
Okay. Final question, Urvashi ji, your boys have of course grown up now. Your kids have grown up. We party and I want to see them over the years. So suddenly now they're tall and they're old. Are you giving them career choices already? Advice?
Well,
Can she?
don't know if I can say it. But yeah, I mean to say they have their own choices. They have their own journey to take forward. But you will definitely be seeing one of my sons, star show itself,
Yeah.
Okay.
playing a character.
Nice.
So yeah, that is something that I'm really looking forward to, because it was something that I never dreamed of, that I would get to share.
Wow. Already.
I
think we need to do another interview then post the release of the show then to talk about this particular
Well,
aspect.
yes,
Completely.
absolutely.
Okay, great. And then finally, Barkha, did you make a New Year resolution for 2025?
Don't we all? How many of us really follow it though?
That's why I never make it.
I do. Somewhere in my head, I do make New Year resolutions, follow through. But I think this year, the one thing I want to do is try and attain peace. It seems like a very cliched thing to say, or, oh yeah, that's such a generic thing to say. But I think where I am in my life is priority. And I think that is the one thing I'm trying to do, that no matter what happens, no matter what life throws at me, I just have to stay peaceful, which I haven't been. So I hope I follow.
We certainly hope for a peaceful and successful 2025 for both of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Power of Paanch in 2025, which also, of course, has Paanch in it. Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.